Hey everybody, it's Mr. Greg here from the Kindergarten Smorgasbord.
And the Mister from behind the screen.
It is time for submissions for Smorgie Live for January. So thank you to everyone who's joining us tonight. Thanks for taking some time out of your busy evening to hang out with us. I hope you have lots of good questions ready to go. We're super excited to be here. It's always a fun time. We always look forward to the third Wednesday of every month where we can come and hang out with y'all and talk and share and laugh and have a good time. As always, we're live, so you never know what will happen.
Tell them what happened already just before we went live.
Just about 3 minutes ago, the power went out, so that was fun. So here we are. So if the power goes out, who knows what will happen? We'll do it in the dark, I guess, if we have to. So anyway, welcome to another Submissions for Smorgie Live. Let's go ahead and get started with the housekeeping stuff. As always, the more questions you ask in the chat, the more conversation and the more collaboration we can have. So start asking those questions. Feel free to ask anything. It's an open forum. So whatever you want to talk about, it's up to you. So ask away. Let's talk about giveaways because everybody loves prizes. So as always, as they have every single month for Submissions for Smorgie Live, our friends at ESGI are sponsoring tonight's broadcast. And so we're giving away a 1-year license to ESGI, which is a $200 value. We're also giving away a $50 gift card to the TKS store at tksstore.com. So to get entered, it's super easy. You head over to the website, thekindergartensmorgasbord.com. Click on the first blog post right at the top. It should say Submissions for Smorgie Live. And right there in that blog post is the giveaway. All you have to do is enter your email address one time, and you're entered for all of tonight's giveaways. And again, we're giving away a 1-year license from our friends at ESGI and a $50 gift card from the TKS store.
And as usual, I have come up with something a little more, I don't know, fun, something different than what we usually do every month. So every month we always do ESGI, and every now and then we'll throw in a $50 gift card to the TKS store. But tonight, someone is also going to win a $50 gift card to Amazon.
Woohoo!
So you've got to be in here in the chat live in order to win. So you got to get over there, get your email address entered, go and do it right now. There are 56 of you watching. So I need all 56 of you right now to head to the blog, kindergartensmorgasbord.com, enter your email address, get entered for the giveaways, and you got to stay with us. You never know when we're going to give them away. We might do one in 5 minutes. Who knows? So get entered now and hang out with us for the entire hour.
And it looks like our friends from ESGI are here tonight. So if you have any ESGI related questions, I'll do my best to answer them. And ESGI is here, so they can definitely answer the ones that I don't know. Again, to enter, you head over to thekindergartensmorgasbord.com. You're going to see the first blog post there for Submissions for Smorgie Live. You'll click on that. It'll take you into the blog post, and you'll see the raffle copter. You'll just enter your email address one time, and you're good to go. Just remember, you have to be present in the chat, and you have to be fast. So when we call your name, you got to tell us in the chat that you're here.
So what I need all 57 of you now, all 59 of you now. I need all 59 of you right now to type here in the chat so that we know that you know.
You need to check Rafflecopter. It's not open yet. People are saying the contest hasn't started.
Hold on.
All right, we're going to check the Rafflecopter.
But I still need you to explain to them what to do.
So you're going to head over to...
No, about what I was getting ready to tell them in the chat. You all need to type here in the chat so that you know how to type in the chat room, because you have to be able to confirm that you're here. And so I need you to go ahead and practice that. So all 63 of you that are watching right now, I need you to type here in the chat box so that you know how to type in the chat. So that if we call your name, you can let us know that you're here and claim your prize.
All right, everybody's saying here. So we're going to get the Rafflecopter fixed, and so we'll let y'all enter. And as soon as that's fixed, we'll let you know. So again, the whole idea behind Submissions for Smorgie Live is we come together for an hour every week. We hang out, we chat, you ask questions. I try my best to answer them. But also remember to collaborate in the chat with one another. Because right now, we usually end up with about 100 people every week. And so it's a great opportunity for you to talk to other teachers and connect and share tips and advice and struggles. And so that's what it's all about here at the TKS. It's all about working together and supporting one another and having a lot of fun. So we're working on getting the raffle copter set up and going. So just hang on. We'll get
What's
that.
the date today?
The 16th.
Oh, the joys of live broadcast. I had it set for the 17th. Sorry, fixing it right now. My bad.
Okay, so while we're waiting, I'll go ahead and tell you.
Okay, it's live now.
All right, now you may go to the kindergartensmorgasbord.com. You may click on the first blog post for submissions for Smorgie Live, and now the Rafflecopter will let you enter your email address so you can be entered for tonight's giveaways.
Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, so go ahead and head on over there, get entered. Everybody was saying here in the chat, so now everybody knows how to let us know you're here. And so now you can get entered and win some prizes from ESGI, a $50 TKS gift card, and a $50 Amazon gift card. All right.
All right, I've got some chat or some questions going.
All right, remember, the more questions you ask, the more we talk about, and it's an open forum, so ask anything you'd like to talk about.
All right, question number 1. This one is from Nikki. How many minutes do you spend with each guided reading group, and how many groups do you see in a day?
So we usually have about an hour for guided reading groups. So I spend about 10 to 12 minutes with each group. As we get a little closer to the end of the year, we kind of bump that up to 15 minutes. But I've found that 10 to 15 minutes is the max that the kids can handle. And I see that I think I try to see every group. So I usually see 4 groups a day. Sometimes only 3, kind of depends on the day. But yeah, about 3 to 4 groups a day for about 10 to 15 minutes each day.
And did you say how many groups?
Yeah, 3 to 4 groups.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
We had another question about how many groups. So, from Cassandra, does your school have a set ELA curriculum? Hold on, I'm trying to decipher the question. Does your school have a set ELA curriculum? How do you work that out with the stuff that you have created?
Okay, so that's a really good question. We get this a lot. And it's actually been something I've talked about with someone else recently on Facebook. So we have Journeys as our reading curriculum, but we don't use it. We're not required to use it, and we don't really follow it. It's considered a resource. However, we do have a scope and sequence that our district puts out, and that has kind of morphed over the last year, and it morphs throughout the school year as well. And so what happens with our ELA scope and sequence is that we now have a required anchor text to read every week. And so the district is really kind of shaping our calendar. And so a great example of this is right now we are doing weather. And we've gotten several questions about this. Why are you doing weather in January? Why are you doing it so early? Even the mister was like, what are you doing? You're doing weather? Because that's what the district has in our scope and sequence. And so we're team players. We're adhering to that. And so we follow the scope and sequence. We incorporate the anchor text. And so obviously when I'm creating, when I create something, I don't create something just to create something. Everything that is created by the TKS is being used in my classroom. It's created by me for my classroom. And so, of course, it totally aligns with what we're doing in our scope and sequence. And the scope, it's all kind of evolving right now. And so you're going to probably see lots of product updates coming along. And because I'm constantly trying to make sure the content and what I'm creating aligns with what I'm doing in my district. And so, because I want it to line up. I need to be doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I want teachers in my district to be able to use it. So we do follow our district scope and sequence. We use the required anchor text. A lot of what you see in the Read It Up creations are the things that our district is really focused on, really working on. And so that's what you're seeing me create is what we're doing in our district. And it's being created for my kids to follow what our district requires.
And speaking of Read It Up, I just want to say thank you to everyone that's watching right now for all the feedback on those Read It Up creations. It's our newest collection, and it has quickly risen to the top of your favorites. So thank you for all the great feedback that we're getting on those. And if you have any questions about those and what they are exactly, you can find them in the TKS store. Just go to the tksstore.com and click on reading. And in there you can see, I think there are 19 of them so far in there. But you're creating what, like 2-3 a month, something like that. So just as the year progresses, he's doing more and more. So,
and if you have book ideas for Read It Up, we would love to hear those too.
From Connie, do you ever eat lunch in the classroom? And if so, how do you accomplish that with no tables and desks?
So I'm assuming you probably mean with the kids. And so generally we don't. If we have a field trip, we will eat lunch in the classroom. We cook. We have Foodie Fun Friday every Friday. We have breakfast in the classroom every single day. And so we eat on the floor with restaurant trays. And so the kids have their trays. They sit down. We all sit on the floor. The food stays on the tray, so it's not on the floor. And the kids are very good at cleaning up. When they're done, they wipe their trays off with a Clorox wipe. And then, I bring the trays home, and we wash them every weekend. And so that's how we handle eating in the classroom with no tables and no desks. The trays are great because the food is off the floor, and they contain all of the messes that get made.
And then you bring them home like once a week.
Yeah, they usually come home on Friday with me, and we wash them and keep them nice and clean. Every Friday afternoon, I mop the floor in the classroom. And so we do take a couple of extra steps to keep the classroom extra clean because of that reason. And so
the kids wipe them down.
Yeah, the kids wipe those trays down. The kids take very good care of that stuff. And so I got my trays from IKEA. What I liked, in the past we used restaurant trays, which you can find on Amazon. But we found these trays at IKEA, and what I like about them is they're about that deep. So restaurant trays will be like that. These IKEA trays are like that. So they're just much better for spills and stuff.
We'll give the directions one more time on how to enter the giveaway.
Yeah. So to enter for tonight's giveaway, you'll head over to the kindergartensmorgasbord.com. Click on the first blog post. It'll say submissions for Smorgie Live. You click there, you'll get into the blog post, and then you'll see the raffle copter. All you have to do is enter your email address one time, and you'll be entered for for all of the giveaways tonight, which is a 1-year license from ESGI, which is a value of $200. We're giving away a $50 gift card to the TKS store, and we're giving away a $50 Amazon gift card. So again, head over to the kindergartensmorgasbord.com, click on the first blog post, enter your email address in the raffle copter, and you're good to go. And just remember, you have to be present in the chat. And so if we call your name to win, you have to let us know you're here. And so then that's how you win your prize.
Not sure if you saw, but Xavier is here.
I see. Hey, Xavier.
Xavier was in Greg's class last year. Or was it no, 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
And he joins us almost every month for Submissions Live. He actually joined us live one month.
He did.
And answered questions from people. It was a lot of fun.
That was that again.
While he was in your class.
Yeah, that was the end of that school year. Yep.
Oh, it was fun.
And just so you know, he still comes to the classroom every single morning and brings me my mail.
Does he really?
He does. And he comes every day after school to let me know if he had a good day and to get a snack.
That's awesome.
And yesterday his snack was leftover sprinkles from when we made cookies. He literally got a cup.
Ate the sprinkles?
He got a cup, poured the sprinkles in the cup, got a spoon, and was walking down the hallway eating sprinkles.
Xavier, dude, that's different.
Well, we're running low on snacks. What can we say?
I guess I need to go to the grocery store.
Time to go to Sam's.
All right. Next question is from Jean. Do you have in your lesson plans what you do each day for Read It Up? I just bought the snowy day, and there is so much great stuff, but curious what you do on each day.
So I want to address this. I thank you for that question because it allows me to talk about this. Because we get this question sometimes about lesson plans. And so here's the reason why I don't include specific laid out detailed lesson plans in any of our creations, whether it's research projects, Read It Up. The reason is because I would never in a million years begin to tell anybody how to teach their class. And so what I'm creating is I create all of the pieces that we need to teach a Read It Up or Arctic Animals or Penguins, but I would never in a million years say, day one, you do this, you read this book, you ask these questions, because I don't know your teaching style, I don't know your kids. And so that's why we don't create specific lesson plans for any of our products. We're creating the materials to help you. And we genuinely hope that they do and they make your job easier and you love them. But that's why I don't include lesson plans in the products, just because I just don't it doesn't feel right. And so with the Read It Ups, what I normally do is Monday is almost always one of the retail activities, whether it's the, first, next, then last, whether it's sequencing or a story map. And then it kind of depends on what I want to focus on comprehension wise. And so it really just kind of depends on the book and what we're focused on as far as the standards. I've always tried to include a grammar activity in each one of those. So we usually pull that in later in the week. So again, they're totally flexible. But we always kind of start with that retail, the sequencing, the story map, and then the rest of it just depends on what we're doing in the classroom and where the kids need help with what standards we're teaching at the time.
Yeah, I'm glad you had an opportunity to touch on that.
Yeah, I don't feel right creating lesson plan and telling people how to teach. I don't know. I'll tell you what I'm doing in my classroom. I'm going to tell you what works for us, what doesn't work. I'm going to tell you, the good, the bad, and the ugly that goes on in our classroom. But I can't tell you how to teach and what to teach and when to teach. And happy to help and do whatever we can to support you. But that's why I don't include the lesson plans.
This question is from Mush Runner, MCHRUNNER. Mush Runner.
Is it Mush Runner, like a dog sled?
I don't know. Oh. It's MCH. Oh. I don't think so. Do you have any suggestions for a student who struggles with identifying sight words, even with a lot of support?
Sight Word 60 is a great way to do sight words. If you're not familiar, you can check it out on the blog. With sight words, again, we talk about this a lot with blending words and reading. It's kind of developmental, and so just keep giving them practice, keep giving them exposure, keep working with them, and they'll get there when they're ready. And I know that's frustrating because we have all of these benchmarks and things that we have to hit, but just keep giving them the exposure, the practice, lots of hands-on, lots of word building, and those kinds of things. And with Sight Word 60, Monday we learn the words. Tuesday and Wednesday we use them in a sentence. Thursday we do the grid. Friday we play a game. And with that, we usually end up with about 95% mastery of the sight words at the end of the year. So again, you can check that out on the blog.
This one's from Tanya. Can you give me some ideas for practicing rhyming words?
Rhyming words for us are really challenging because most of our kids are English language learners. And so rhyming words can be very challenging. We do a lot of just oral practice. Word Family Boot Camp was kind of designed with that rhyming piece in mind. So we're also, working on CVC words, but we've also got that rhyming piece in there, and that helped my kids a lot. So that really helped. Then we lots of oral practice. The Old Lady That Swallowed, those books, those are great for rhyming. And so the kids, for some of them it happens naturally, but just give them lots of opportunities to identify and produce rhyming words.
All right, I want to do something really quick. We're having people that are struggling with the giveaway. So I'm going to bring my laptop around and show you how to do it. And then I'm going to give you 5 minutes, and then we're going to do our first drawing. So, so you go to the blog at thekindergartensmorgasbord.com. Once you get there, you're going to scroll down. You're going to see the very first blog post right here. I know it may be kind of hard to see, huh? Can you guys see it? The very first blog post right here. You're going to click it. Once you click it, you scroll down. Right here, it tells you exactly what to do. Scroll down a little further, and it's gone on mine. Oh, no, right here. Click right here where it says enter your email address. Once you click on that, and it's not going to let me do it because I already did it a second ago, just to make sure it was working properly. If you click that and then you enter your email address, hit enter, and bam, you're done. You don't get any type of confirmation. Nothing happens other than your email address has been entered and you're good to go. So hopefully that helps. The kindergartensmorgasbord.com. Click on the very first blog post, scroll down, enter your email address, and hit enter, and you're all set. And we're going to give away a ticket to an Elevate conference of your choice in 5 minutes. So at 7:25 Central, someone is going to win a ticket to Elevate. So San Diego sold out.
San Diego sold out.
3 others that they can choose from. Greg, will you tell them what the other 3 are?
So we will be doing Elevate 2019 in Nashville in June, Austin in July.
Maybe I should have taken this.
And Chicago in October.
Yes.
So Nashville, Austin, and Chicago for Elevate in 2019. I'm super excited for 4 more Elevates this year. San Diego sold out, but Nashville, Austin, and Chicago are coming up. And so Nashville and Austin are in the summer. Chicago will be in the fall. So to get your tickets, get more information, you can head over to elevateyourclassroom.com. You can get all the details, the dates, the schedule, the sessions, get your tickets, and get registered. Let me tell you this, they will sell out. San Diego sold out almost 3 months ahead of time. And so you really, if you're on the fence, if you're thinking about it, get those tickets to Elevate because they will sell out. And once they're sold out, they're sold out. And so we keep it very small for a reason. We want it to be a very personal experience. We want to have time to talk to every single person who is there. And so that's why we cap it at 250. So again, elevateyourclassroom.com, Nashville, Austin, and Chicago. We're coming your way for Elevate, and you're not going to want to miss it. It's a blast. We share tons of content, tons of giveaways. You get tons of swag. The swag this year is going to be amazing. So get those tickets and come join us at Elevate.
And so whoever wins here in just a moment, when we do the giveaway, you're going to be able to pick which of those 3 you want to come to. San Diego is completely full. Can't let you have a ticket to San Diego. It's completely full. We have a waiting list building. Those people on the waiting list, I'm sorry to say, you're not going to get a ticket, but you know, with the waiting list is building, so I can't let anyone into San Diego. However, you can choose between Nashville, Austin, and Chicago. So if you win, you're going to choose tonight which one you want to come to. And if it turns out you can't come to any of them, let us know that and we'll give it to someone else because we want to give it to someone. So if we draw your name and you know you're not going to be able to come, let's say you live in Canada and you know you can't get down here or wherever you are, let us know so we can draw another name. Here's a question about ESGI. It's from Megan. She wants to know if it's only for kindergarten.
It is not. It's really for anyone who, and I think ESGI answered this,
Okay.
but it really is for anyone who does one-on-one assessments because you can create your own assessments with ESGI. It really will work for anyone.
Angela wants to know if Vegas is on the map for the future for Elevate. No, probably not. We're going to be in San Diego in March, so our conferences are regional. So if we're within a driving distance, we're probably not going to be back in that area within the next year or so. So who knows, maybe Vegas in 2021, 2022, right. Never know, but no time in the near future. This one's from Sarah. How often do you assess your class using ESGI?
So the way it works for us is every Friday we do a CFA, a common formative assessment. And so we pick a literacy and a math assessment every Friday. And so like this week we're working on vowel boot camp, CVCE words with the A vowel. So the kids on Friday will be doing ESGI reading the CVCE words with A in there. And so we do it every Friday. And I think I saw a question about assessing sight words. We're only required to assess sight words at the end of the 9 weeks for report cards, but we assess them every couple of weeks, about every 3 weeks, just so we know how the kids are doing. And because ESGI is so fast that, you know, I can assess the kids on sight words and be done in just a few minutes, and then I can really target the words that we're missing. And so we do it every Friday. We use it at the end of the 9 weeks for our report card assessments as well.
And it's so easy to use that even I, not being a teacher, I've used it. I helped Greg last year with the benchmark for letters and sounds, right?
Yep, the beginning of the year assessment.
So it was super easy. Okay, let's see who's going to win.
So somebody's about to win a ticket to an Elevate conference of your choice in Nashville, Chicago, or Austin. And remember, as soon as we call your name, you have to let us know you're here, or we'll have to draw another name.
All right, the winner is, I wish I had my drum roll.
Or your turkey.
Yes, for those of you that have watched Submission Live for a long time, you know that reference. I used to try to do a drum roll by mouth, and I couldn't do it very well, and it always sounded like a turkey. And so I just kind of did it for a long time. I would always do a turkey like, and the winner is, Ashley Bundy. Ashley Wyatt Bundy. If you are here, you have won a ticket to Elevate. Please type here in the chat and let us know that you're here and that you want to accept the ticket.
Ashley
Bundy, are you here? If so, you have won a ticket to Elevate, to an Elevate conference of your choice. While we're waiting on her to respond, Greg, tell them about the Spring Teacher Retreat coming up.
So if you are not familiar with this, the Spring Teacher Retreat happens every year in the spring. It's put on by Holly Ely. And Holly, this will be the 6th year of the Spring Teacher Retreat. I've gone every year. It's hosted in French Lick, Indiana at the French Lick Resort, which is beautiful. And it's very personal to me because that's where I grew up. That's 20 minutes from where I grew up and from my home. And so it's an amazing weekend of hundreds and hundreds of teachers from all grade levels, from all across the country come together. It's about giving back to teachers, and that's what Holly wants it to be. It's a way to give back. And so this year, the Kindergarten Smorgasbord and Elevate are super excited to be the presenting sponsors of the Spring Teacher Retreat. And so we'll be there with a table. I'm doing a keynote with the keynote panel this year. And so if you're looking for a weekend that's all about teachers, that's going to rejuvenate you and lift you up, and it's going to be a blast, then you need to check out the Spring Teacher Retreat. It's a beautiful setting. It's a blast. Saturday night, there's a social event, and this year it's a game theme. So you're going to dress up as your favorite game pieces, and there are going to be prizes and games to play and food. And it's just, y'all, seriously, it's one of my favorite weekends of the year. It's just a blast. And so if you're looking for a weekend getaway, this is it. And so you can head over to the springteacherretreat.com and grab your ticket and come hang out with us in French Lick. You will not be disappointed, I promise.
Ashley Bundy, last call for Ashley Bundy. If we don't hear from you, Ashley, we're going to have to draw another name. Ashley Bundy? Ashley Wyatt Bundy. Your email address is adw1075. All right, Ashley's not here. Let's draw another winner. How about Judy Rack? Judy Rack, are you here? If so, type here in the chat to let us know that you are here. You have won a ticket to an Elevate conference of your choice. Judy Rack, are you here?
And I've seen a couple of questions pop up through here about ESGI training, and I know ESGI answered those, but I also want to tell you we have several videos on our Facebook and our YouTube channel showing how I use the ESGI and me kind of walking you through ESGI, so you can check those out as well. Marianne, I think, I don't know if you're talking about the Spring Teacher Retreat or Elevate, but either one of those, I promise you, if you come alone, you will not feel left out. Both events are phenomenal at making sure everyone is included.
Ashley, you're too late. Sorry, sweetie. We called and called and called for you for a very long, for like almost 5 minutes. We have moved on. Judy Rack is now the winner. But if Judy doesn't answer us, if she happens to be gone, then Ashley, it's all yours. But if Judy answers, it's hers. Sorry, guys. This is why we always try to tell you, like, when you enter these giveaways, you got to stay with us. You got to be ready to go. You got to practice typing in the chat so that you can claim those prizes when we call your name. Judy Rack, are you here?
Jennifer, I just saw your comment about coming to Elevate Alone at Boston and that you made a wonderful new friend. That's what it's all about. That's really the whole idea behind Elevate, was that it's meant to be an inspiring day, an uplifting day. Not only are you going to get some great content and some fun freebies, but you are also going to be surrounded by 250 educators who are passionate and excited, and hopefully you will make new friends and new contacts and new connections. And so I'm glad to see that you came alone and made a new friend. That's amazing.
Judy Rack, are you here? Actually, I see you said you were here, but I'm scrolling back through the chat and I've got it all here, and I don't see you've said anything since we called your name until just now. I see it now. I see you. So it looks like Judy's not here. So Ashley, it's all yours. Ashley Bundy, the ticket is all yours. So I will be in touch with you via email at the email address that you gave us, and you can let us know which conference you want to come to. You can choose between Nashville, Austin, and Chicago.
Yay! Congratulations, Ashley. All right, stay tuned. We have more prizes to give away, so get those fingers ready and be ready to type in the chat.
Back to the questions. Here we go. This one is from D. We previously taught reading strategies, Eagle Eye, Lips the Fish, Chunky Monkey, etc. Now our lit specialists are asking us to focus more on decodable books. I'm just curious what you use.
Both. So the way that we use decodable readers, and we use all of the decodable readers from the TKS bootcamp. The way I use them, and my understanding of decodable readers, is that they're only supposed to be used for kids who need some extra help with decoding. And so that's how we use them. And so I don't use the decodable readers for every child in my class. I use them in small groups. For example, we're doing Val Bootcamp right now. We've been working on Long A. Today we did a lot of small group work with the Long A words, the CVCE words. So I know about 8 kids who need a little bit more support and practice with those. So tomorrow I'm going to pull them into groups, and we're going to use the decodable readers. So that's how we use decodable readers and decodable books. But the decodable books aren't, they're really decoding. And so I think some of those other strategies work better in guided reading books. And so that's why you kind of do both. You're doing decodable books with kids who need it, but during guided reading, you're also pulling in those other strategies as well. And so it's really a combination of both, and really focusing on what that group and what those kids need in that moment.
All right. Next question is from David from Texas. Are the research projects easily adaptable for SPED?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Any of our resources are completely adaptable and flexible. And with the research projects, the recording sheets are, they're going to be 3 different recording sheets. And so you're going to have lots of built-in support and scaffolding. So they're very easily adaptable to SPED. Yes.
From Steph, what are your favorite STEM activities?
One of the favorite STEM activities for our class, and it's been this way for several years, are stacking cups. Anytime that the kids can stack those cups, they love them. And so that's why we keep creating all the stacking cups centers that we have. And so you can find all of those on the website at thekindergartensmorgasbord.com. We did a gingerbread man STEM this year where they had to build a boat for the gingerbread man. The kids loved that, and they did such a good job with it. We've been trying to do a lot of storybook STEM and really tying them into literacy and read it up. So like for Creepy Carrots, the kids had to build a fence out of popsicle sticks. And so that was a lot of fun, watching how they came up with their fence to keep the carrots in. So those are really some of our fun STEM. We've been doing weather. And so one of the things we did is we got some photosensitive paper from Amazon, and we got the kids outside, and they got to put an object on the paper and watch how the sunlight made the change. So we're always looking for, and I like to kind of do, just like with everything else in the classroom, I'm a big believer in very simple things to do. And so I'm always looking for simple STEM activities, like building a boat out of aluminum foil, like building a fence out of popsicle sticks. So it's super easy, but we're pulling in the STEM. The stacking cups are great too. So those are some of our favorite STEM activities.
All right, so I'm going to do something that we don't usually do, just because I'm feeling super generous tonight, and I kind of feel bad for Ashley and Judy both. Judy was like, "Did I miss my chance? I really wanted to go to Chicago." So technically, yes, and technically, actually, yes, you lost yours as well. You both kind of lost to each other. So we're going to honor both. Okay, so you're both going to get to choose which conference you want to go to. Nashville, Austin, or Chicago. So I'll be in touch with both of you via email, and you can let us know which city you want to go to, and I'll get your registration all taken care of. Caveat, one and only time I will ever do this, because it's not fair. The rules are, if you hear your name, you must respond immediately. So if you do not respond immediately, let us know that you're here. Your prize is gone. We always try to give it at least a couple of minutes. So that gives you plenty of time. If you're in the chat, you're paying attention, you're participating in the chat, you're typing along, then you're going to see your name come up through the chat, or you're going to hear it. So that's what we're looking for you guys to be doing. We're going to be interacting with the chat and interacting with what's going on, and that's how you claim your prizes. And so we're going to do some more prizes here in a little bit. So make sure you're paying attention. If you hear your name, immediately let us know that you're here.
And what that means is, Ashley and Judy, whatever Elevate you come to, you better be the most excited, enthusiastic people to be there.
Exactly.
We better be able to point you at, to find you without ever knowing your name.
No, I'm happy to do it. I am it doesn't bother me at all to do it. It's just we can't do it all the time, right? So we just got to make sure that everyone knows the rules and we stick to those every month. So next question. So congratulations to both of you, and I'll be in touch with you shortly. This one's from Rhonda. She says, "I'm a seasoned teacher, but a new kindergarten teacher. What is the one word of advice you would give to this new/old teacher?"
Ask for help. There you go. And I think I say this every month, because I think this question gets asked every month, and I'm always going to be the same answer. Teaching is very isolating. If you think about it, we're in our classrooms with the doors closed all day long, surrounded by 5-year-olds. And so it's very isolating anyway. And then there's this misconception that in teaching, if you ask for help, it's seen as a sign of failure or weakness. Y'all, that is so not true. If you need help, ask for help. Reach out to someone in your building, to someone online. Don't be afraid to ask for help. This is the hardest job in the world. We cannot do it alone. And so you have to be able to ask for help. And so that's my biggest advice for you as a first year kindergarten teacher. And for whoever's in the classroom 27 years, 13 years like me, ask for help. And if you need help and you want to reach out to us, reach out to us. We're happy to help.
Next question is from Cassandra. You kind of touched on this about district mandated ELA when you answered my other question. Going a little further, do your school's kinder classes do the same stuff, or are the classes individualized?
Oh, this is a very contentious point in our district at this time, but we're all doing the same thing. Now, we're teaching the same books, the same skills, the same standards, but how that happens in each classroom is different, because every teacher and every group of kids is different. And so if you were to come in our classrooms, we might all be doing the snowy day, but I may be doing a retell with first, next, then last. The teacher next door might be doing a retell with a story map. But we're all doing the same things, just looks very different. With that being said, we all do the TKS boot camp. We do the research projects. We're all using the Read It Ups. So we're teaching the same things, using the same text, the same materials, but it looks very different from class to class.
From Stephanie, it's my first year as a kinder teacher, 27 years teaching total.
Woohoo!
I was so relieved to find your blog. It works wonderful, so thank you for a great year so far. My admin wants teaks for each tub. Help. So that can be overwhelming, busy work. And we've had the requirement before in our district. So what I have done, because I don't have time to put standards on 36 tubs, but if you think about kind of what's in the tubs, they fall into, probably 4 or 5 pretty big standards.
And so what I did was I just wrote, the 5 or 6 standards on a piece of paper and taped them onto the tubs or on the wall near the tubs. And because those standards covered everything that was in the tubs. So that's the easiest way to do that. And we've had to do it in the past, and that's how I did it.
Sorry, mid-sentence there. This is questions from Ashley. What part of your schedule do you do guided reading? When do you do writer's workshop? I use the same resource from Deanna Jump as you.
We've been very blessed in the past to have a 30-minute writer's workshop time built in to our schedule. That's not the case this year. And so we're just kind of integrating the writing with research projects and integrating the mechanics and teaching them how to write with read-it-ups and research projects. And so this year it's just kind of all integrated together. I miss having that dedicated writing workshop time because it made it so much easier. So that's how we're doing it this year, where we're just kind of integrating the how to write and the mechanics of writing with the other things that we're doing.
Here's a good question from Leah. Do you reprint things from year to year on scheduling Sundays, or how do you store all your centers when they are not in use?
Oh, this is funny. Every Sunday we do scheduling Sunday, and there's always a picture of me working in the office doing scheduling Sunday, and every week I get a question or a comment about, oh, you don't reuse everything? And so I do not reuse everything every year, because every year the scope and sequence changes a little bit. Every year the kids are different. And so the kids are different. And so I don't plan based on the date or the week. I plan for the kids. And so that's why everything gets redone every year. As far as centers, those do get reused. When we make the centers, when we print them, when Jason laminates them and cuts them, we use them, they go into the closet, we'll pull them out again next year. So the centers do get reused, but all of the other materials do not get reused. They get remade, and we'll make new charts and new stuff for the next year, because I'm planning for the kids and for what the kids need.
This one's from Heather. How do you work with missing numbers in math?
So we do it a couple of ways, and it's never actually an actual lesson. We do it in our morning message, in the morning meeting, and we do it every day in our interactive calendar time. And so the kids get daily practice with it, but it's never an actual math lesson. It just happens every single day, and so they get really good at it.
From teaching in flats, how often do you assess students on sight words? We're required to touch them each Friday.
So we're required to teach to assess sight words every 9 weeks for report cards, but I do it every 3 weeks with ESGI because it's super fast. I get that instant data, and then I can really target our sight word centers based on that ESGI data.
Devontae said she said she's super excited to come and observe you on Tuesday. What does the 15 to 20 minutes of your guided reading groups look like? How do you break up your mini lessons to fit everything in?
So with the guided reading, we followed the Jan Richardson model. So we read, work on a strategy, do a little bit of word work, sight words at the beginning, reading strategy, some comprehension questions, and then some word work at the end. So that's what guided reading looks like. And that's very fluid, very flexible. And I will say this, I do guided reading groups that are focused on leveled text. Then I also will pull small groups to work on phonics skills or, decoding, reading a decodable reader. And so that's kind of how we do it. So we follow the Jan Richardson model.
All right, let's do another giveaway, shall we?
Yeah.
Because actually the entries just ended just now at 7:45. So what do you want to give away? You want to give away TKS store? You want to give away ESGI?
Let's do ESGI.
Okay, so guys, we're getting ready to do a giveaway. Everybody listen up. Getting ready to do a giveaway.
All right, so
your name.
We are giving away a 1-year subscription to our friends at ESGI. If you're not familiar with ESGI, it is a one-on-one computer-based assessment tool for your classroom. It is my #1 must-have classroom tool. It makes assessment super easy. It's all one-on-one. The kids are sitting right here. You get instant data. You get amazing reports. It makes assessment super easy. It makes data super easy. It makes differentiation and grouping and targeting your instruction super easy. So you can sign up for a 60-day free trial with ESGI at their website at esgisoftware.com. Use the code Smorgie, and that will get you your 60-day free trial, and it will save you $40 off the subscription price. And so now somebody is going to win a 1-year subscription to ESGI.
And that winner is Julie Mataya. Julie Mataya. If you're here, you have won a 1-year subscription to ESGI software. That's a $200 value. It's all yours. This is for new subscriptions only. So Julie, if you happen to already have it, there you are. You're here. Congratulations. If you already have it, you can gift it. If you don't have it, it's all yours. So if you happen to not want to receive it and want to go on someone else, let us know. Otherwise, it's all yours.
Woohoo! Congratulations, Julie.
Let's go on with another one, shall we?
All right, let's do, how about a $50 Amazon gift card?
Awesome. All right, so the winner of a $50 Amazon gift card is Diantha Harston.
Woohoo! Diantha.
If you're here, please type here in the chat.
I saw her
earlier.
So let's see.
Are you still here, Diantha? Julie says she already has ESGI. So, Julie, how about we give you the $50 gift card to the TKS store? How's that?
Very good.
All right, Julie. So since you already have ESGI through your school, we're going to give you the $50 gift card to the TKS store. And we will draw another name for ESGI.
Diantha, if you're here, let us know. You have won. What did she win?
$50 gift card to Amazon.
Too many things happening. I can't keep up.
Julie's happy with the gift card to the TKS store.
I did see Diantha earlier, and there she is. Woo! Congratulations, Diantha.
All right, we'll be in touch with Diantha and Julie both to let you know how to claim your prizes. And the winner of the 12-month subscription to ESGI is Karen Cisciora. Karen Cisciora, I know you were here earlier. I saw you. Are you still here?
Karen.
If so, type here in the chat.
She's here. Congratulations, Karen.
Gotcha, Karen. Congratulations. We'll be in touch on we'll be in touch on how to claim your prize for ESGI. And again, if you already have it, you can gift it to a friend or colleague. If you don't have it, it's all yours. So for those of you that are new with us, and this is your first month joining us, and I know we have some that are new, this is the first time joining us. So the giveaways are always a little crazy because the way we do them when we're doing them live, we've got to make sure that you're here, and sometimes people already have it, so we have to draw another name. So thank you for bearing with us as we work through those to get everyone their prizes. We want it to be fun, and we want to make sure that everyone gets something that they've won, and if so it's just trying to be fair and working through it. So thank you for bearing with us. Diantha, you won a $50 gift card to Amazon.
I didn't know either, Diantha. So there you go.
She said she's on a bad delay.
Yeah, she's on a bus.
Okay, so Judy Rack and Ashley Bundy have each won a ticket to the Elevate conference of their choice. Julie Mataya won a $50 gift certificate to the TKS store. Diantha Harston won a $50 gift certificate to Amazon. And Karen Cisciora won a 12-month subscription to ESGI. So we will be in touch with all 5 of you to let you know what to do to claim your prizes. We'll be in touch with you via email at the email address that you used when you signed up for the giveaways.
All right.
ESGE. Am I the only one who calls it
SG?
SG?
I've never heard that.
I don't know.
So you
I
might
think
be.
maybe you are. All right, next question. This one's from Colleen. Hi, Mr. Greg. I have a question about writing. How much do you focus on promoting free writing versus writing mechanics? I'm concerned with how much to teach both while encouraging free writing.
So in the morning, the kids come in and they work in their journals, and that's really all free writing. And then when we're doing our research projects and a read it up, we're focused on the content of the writing as well as the mechanics. And so free writing happens in the morning during their journals. Then the mechanics part happens when we're actually doing writing, like the research projects or in response to literature with Read It Up.
Questions from Rhonda. I'm a new kindergarten teacher, struggling with implementing centers during guided reading. I just don't have much extra time to make the centers up. What are your suggestions?
So when I started in kindergarten, when I started building my tubs, I just used whatever I had in the classroom at the time and made it, and it worked. It works fine. So use what you have. Also, you don't have to change them out all the time. And so that helps too, and when we create our centers, we really try to make them as low prep as possible. Simply print, laminate, cut, and they're good to go. And so it just takes time to build up the supply, but use what you already have. Check out our stuff. It's like I said, it's very low prep, and the thing is, it doesn't have to be fancy. I was talking to my friend Abby from Kindergarten Chaos recently. And she sent me a picture of index cards, and it had some stickers on it and some numbers. And she was like, oh my gosh, I remember when I created these in college. How funny. And I'm like, girl, if you put those in your centers right now, your kids would lose their minds for those. And so I think sometimes we're scared of the simple things like that. But draw some dots on an index card, write the numbers, and they match them. And there you go. So don't be afraid of just the simple little things like that as well.
We've talked about Read It Up a couple times tonight, but we've had a couple people recently within the chat in the last few minutes ask what Read It Up is. Could you explain it again?
Yeah. So what Read It Up is that it was my answer to my kids' struggles with reading comprehension. And where it really came about was last year our district gave us this IFL unit. It was considered an exemplar unit for literacy and for reading comprehension. And so I knew the kids could do what was being asked of them with the right support and scaffolding. And so I created this product to go along with our IFL unit. And it gave the kids really the support and scaffolding that they needed. And they knocked it out of the park. And so I knew that was an area of weakness in my teaching was reading comprehension. And so that was my way of strengthening that area and giving the kids the supports that they need to build reading comprehension. And so with Read It Up, it's really designed for the whole group. And so we get the kids talking about the books with specific comprehension strategies and skills and activities. And there's also a lot of writing in response to literature. So they have all that scaffolding and support of the whole group, and then they can go and do the writing part as well. And so we've been using them diligently this year, and we've seen a huge improvement in their ability to comprehend text, talk about text, and write about text.
This one's from Jennifer. Do you write sentences for kids in their journals in the mornings to help show them examples?
I do not. They do all of the writing by themselves. And so really what the free writing is about, it's just about getting them to write. We know how scary writing is for our kids. We know how hard it is for our kids to write. And so we let them write. Okay, it was very distracting all of a sudden. So it's really, the journals are really just to get them comfortable with writing. And I have to, they have to tell me their sentence, and we can talk about it that way.
Here's a question from Laura, and when she asked the question, we had another person chime in and said, "I know it's killing me. I want to know too."
Okay.
How do you keep your kids from playing with shoes, jackets, clothes laying on the floor?
Well, number one, we don't wear shoes, so we've eliminated that problem because now we're in our slippers.
Yeah.
So something I think. Let me clarify flexible seating in our classroom. If we're doing whole group instruction, we are all sitting on the carpet, crisscross applesauce, hands in our lap. That's the requirement. The flexible seating, the laying on the floor, that's when they're working independently. Y'all, I can't be with them 100% of the time. Guess what? They might play with their zipper for 10 minutes. I don't know. I can't be there to monitor that. I hope they're not. That is the expectation. I hope they're so engaged in what they're doing. Y'all, it happens. They're 5. They're going to play with the staple on the floor. If one more kid picks up a broken pencil lead off of my floor this week, I'm going to lose my mind. They do it. It happens. And it's just a matter of reminding them, getting them back on task, and going about it. Is it an overwhelming problem? No. But again, they're 5. They play with everything. And so it's just a matter of redirecting them and moving
on. This one's from my favorite person to say every single month. She's here every month, and I always love saying it. This one's from, hey, Jesse. How do you fit all the subjects in a day?
Well, our schedule is pretty dictated for us, so we just kind of go with what we're given at the beginning of the year. But I'm a big believer in mini lessons. I don't believe that a lesson should take a long time because number one, we do a lot of repetition. Number 2, they're 5. They can't sit and focus for that long. So we do a lot of mini lesson type things and move on. So for example, our whole group literacy instruction is 30 minutes and that's it. The rest of the time is guided reading and centers. And so that's really our thing is very, very, very short mini lessons and activities. And then we're able to move on.
From teacher to 11, what's a purchase you've made for your classroom you can't live without? I know it. Maybe you're trying to come up with something different, but I know what it is. It's the doorbell.
Yeah.
I mean,
the door. Yeah, definitely.
Always.
I mean, the doorbell, I bought one. I wanted, this was what, 8 years ago, 7 years ago. I wanted something to get the kids' attention. I didn't like call and response because it just makes more noise. And at the time I was in a gigantic classroom that was built 60 years ago. It was a legitimate kindergarten classroom. And so the bell on the desk didn't work because I was never at my desk. And so that's where the wireless doorbell came from. And so that's the classroom purchase that I cannot live without. I have to have my wireless doorbell.
And if you go to the blog at thekindergartensmorgasbord.com and type doorbell in the search, you can see how he uses it. You can see what happens when he rings it. There's a link there to the actual doorbell that he uses. And if you use that link in our blog post, you'll save 10% off that particular doorbell. It's from our friends at Sadotech. They have colorful, fun doorbells. You can change the tones on them. And so you can get it on Amazon. Just use the link in the blog post and you'll save 10% when you make your purchase.
And the Sadotech doorbell is the official doorbell of the TKS. And it's the only one that we endorse.
Yes, it is.
So,
and we get that question a lot, actually.
Yep.
Like, which one do you use? And that's
it.
That you use. This one's from Jean. Did they add something else to your schedule to not have a writing time?
Yes. They added, they extended our intervention time by another 30 minutes. So that's where our writer's workshop went.
All right. So it is right at 8 o'clock, which means we're at the end of our hour, which means it's time for the lightning round. And we don't have a ton of questions in the lightning round tonight. So if we've missed your question, if I don't ask it here in the next minute or so, please retype it in the chat so that we can be sure to address it. The way the lightning round works is I'm going to ask the question. Greg has just a few seconds to answer it, and we move on to the next question. Sometimes I have to give him the evil eye in order for him to do that. Question 1. This one's from Ashley. What part of your schedule do you teach Writer's Workshop?
So it's integrated into our ELA time with Read It Up and our research projects.
From Sarah. Do you have required IE time in your corporation where you have to switch all K students into ability groups and work on reading or math skills daily?
Yes, we call it MTSS or PLT, and it's an hour in the afternoon, and yes.
From Trisha, how long are your guided reading groups? Ours are 15 minutes, but I feel rushed.
Ours are 10 to 15 minutes. I think that's as long as the kids can handle. We do sight words, we read, we do a little comprehension and some word work.
From Hidden Kiss, I'm a new teacher and we started doing number bonds. I'm having such a hard time explaining it to kids. Any tips?
So if you go on our YouTube channel and on our website, we have a blog post and a video of how we introduce number bonds using the kids and a giant number bond on the floor. We do that lesson one time, the kids get it. Also check out our Snapping Numbers product on the tksstore.com. It uses bricks, building bricks. We won't say the official name of those, building bricks, but it might start with an L and end with an OS.
It rhymes with ego.
And so it uses those to help kids decompose numbers with number bonds. It's a huge hit every year. We get tons of great feedback about it. So check out Snapping Numbers, and then on the website, just search for number bonds and decomposing numbers, and you'll find that video.
From Michelle, how often do you complete a Read It Up activity? How many days does it take to complete?
So we usually do one a week, so an activity a day. But they're really designed to go 2 weeks if you can. But as with everything we create, they're designed to be completely flexible, so they will work if you want to do a snowy day. You could fill up a whole day with Read It Up Snowy Day. If you wanted to stretch it over 2 weeks, you could do that as well.
From Robin, do you have a video of you teaching Read It Up?
I don't think we have a video, but that's a good idea. There's a blog post. And I've been trying to do some specific blog posts about the different Read It Ups, but some videos would be a good idea. So we'll work on that.
From Trisha, how do you deal with noise control during guided reading centers?
So the rule in our classroom is if I can hear the people at my table, then we're good. That's my only rule about noise in the classroom during that time. If it's too loud and I can't hear the people at my table, then we have a noise problem, and they're really good at that.
From Rhonda, when running centers, how many centers do you have, and how often do you rotate the students to a different center during the 90-minute reading block?
We do not rotate our centers. They have 2 choices that day, and they stay in those 2 choices for the whole time. And we have 5 literacy centers and 4 math centers.
From Rebecca Zobelman, how many copies per activity do you put in each tub?
In the tub, there's only 1 activity per tub, and so there's only 1 copy of that activity, multiple copies of the recording sheet, but in the tub, there's only 1 copy of that activity.
From Monica, how do you do Jan in 10 to 15 minutes? Please explain what parts of NSF you do in one group.
So it's very quick. We do the sight words for about a minute or 2. Then we move right to the book. And really spend about 5 to 8 minutes on the book, depending on the book and what we're doing. And then the last 5 minutes or so are the word work. But then again, what I also said earlier was we also do small groups aside from guided reading groups. And so if we don't get the word work during that time of guided reading, we're going to get the word work and the phonics skills in the small groups as well.
From Jan Williams, what's the difference between ESGI and
DIBELS?
Thank you.
DIBELS is a nationally normed assessment. ESGI is not nationally normed, as far as I know. I don't think it is. And again, it's one-on-one. It can be done anytime, and so it's really meant for more classroom assessment and not nationally normed benchmarking.
This one's from Wes. Are you still using the trampoline in your room?
Absolutely. That trampoline is still there, and we are jumping on that thing every single day.
For more information on the trampoline, you can go to kindergartensmorgasbord.com and type trampoline in the search, and you can read all about how he uses it. Last question from Hey Jesse. What do you do when the students need your attention in centers and come to interrupt your reading group?
So it's real simple. We have a red light that's behind me at guided reading. If that red light is on, that means stop. Unless, and I don't know if there is a blog post about this, about the light and the poster. So the red light is on. The only reason you can interrupt Mr. Gregg is if you're dead, because that's important. I need to know that. If you're in danger, if the classroom is flooded, if there's a fire, if aliens come, or if Nick Jonas walks in the door. Otherwise, you're on your own. You got to go ask your friends for help. And that's how we keep the kids from interrupting guided reading. All
right, so that was the last question, and then all of a sudden everybody just threw a bunch at me. So we're going to fly through these real quick because we're over on time. Wait, let me see which one I need to start with. Wow, y'all threw a bunch at me.
Oh, gosh, yes.
From Candace, do you do running records during guided reading?
I will do one informal running record right at the end of the guided reading, but not every day. I don't do them every day, but I do them during that time.
How do you teach missing numbers?
We mentioned this earlier. It's in our morning message, morning meeting, and and during our interactive calendar time. And you can find videos of the interactive calendar time on Facebook and on the blog.
Do you do standardized testing on computers in your district?
We do.
What do you use for rewards for a great day?
We don't. We have a dance party every single day. I don't do a treasure box. I don't do rewards. The reward is just praise and knowing that you've done the right thing and being proud of yourself. And we do a dance party at the end of every day.
Do you make separate soundboards for long and short vowels?
Yes, we teach long and short vowels separately.
What curriculum does your district require for language arts?
Journeys, but again, we don't use it. It's not required. It's just considered a resource.
Can two students work on the same activity?
Absolutely. It's up to it. They have that choice if they want to do it alone, if they want to work with their friends.
That was it.
Woo!
Ta-da!
We did it.
Woo! All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us for January's broadcast of submissions for Smorgie Live. A couple of reminders before we go and before Greg does his final spiel for the night that he does every month. I want to remind you that everyone that's watching tonight gets a 60-day free trial of ESGI. Simply use the code SMORGIE, SMORGIE, when you go to their website, and you will not only get a 60-day free trial, but also save $40 when you sign up for a subscription. Also, head over to elevateyourclassroom.com for all the details, cities, and dates of our Elevate conferences that are coming up in 2019. There's Austin, Nashville, and Chicago. San Diego is full.
All right. And if you're curious about the TKS Bootcamp, you can check out the new tksbootcamp.com. Get all the information on our math and phonics curriculum. So, as always, thank you guys so much for joining us, for your great questions, for all of the support you gave each other in the chat. And we always like to end with a positive note. And I always like to get on my soapbox for a minute and remind you about #HappyClassrooms. We know that there's a lot of negativity about teaching. We know that teaching is the hardest job in the world. And every day we show up and you all do amazing things in your classroom. And more importantly, every single day our kids show up and do phenomenal things in our classroom every single day. And in spite of all of the obstacles that are put in our way, we all show up and we do amazing things in our classroom. But no one ever hears those stories. No one ever hears the amazing things that really happen in our classrooms. And so we're on a mission to change that, and we need your help to change that. So what we need for you all to do is every single day, go on social media, post one positive thing that happened in your classroom every single day, use the #HappyClassrooms. And that's how we change the message. That's how we drown out the negativity. And so I'm encouraging all of you to start using #HappyClassrooms on your social media. Just post something that happened, whether it was huge and phenomenal or just the tiniest little thing that was happy and positive. Use the #HappyClassrooms, and let's start telling our story. Let's tell the real story of what's happening in our classrooms, because we all know that in spite of all of the negativity that's put out about teaching and education, every day amazing things happen in our classrooms. And so we have to start telling those stories. So use the #HappyClassrooms, tell your story every single day, and let's drown out this negativity. Let's change the conversation, and let's let the world really know what happens in our classrooms. So use the #HappyClassrooms, tell your friends about it, post about it on social media. I love to go through and read all of those posts. It's always uplifting. And as always, if you need anything, we're here to help. Feel free to reach out to us through email or social media. You guys are amazing. Thank you for all that you do every day in your classrooms. And we will see you all next month for the next submissions for Smorgie Live on the 3rd Wednesday of the month, which I'm not sure of the date, but it's always the 3rd Wednesday of the month. So we'll see you all next month for submissions for Smorgie Live. Bye, everybody.